Well, my wife and her girlfriends are currently on a trip in Cabo, and it's strange that her phone keeps dying every night around 8 p.m. and I can't text her. I forgot that the cell phone reception must be terrible down there, but no, she's not cheating on me. She would never do... All right, Doc, I'll talk to you soon. What do you mean we have 20 more minutes to go? Well, I'm the patient. I can end the conversation anytime I want to. I got to do this review thing for the NFL. I don't watch the NFL, but people love my reviews, so I got to do it. I'm hanging up now. Bye. Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. You snuck up on me. You know what time it is. It's time for my Week 4 NFL review right after this. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to shout out the sponsor of today's video, Good Chop. In case you need a refresher, here is why Good Chop is freaking amazing. Easy to access, high-quality products. Good Chop offers convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep. You can order fully customizable boxes, choose beef, chicken, seafood, and pork products that you like the most. 100% grass-fed filet mignon, thick-cut bacon, ground pork, and organic chicken drumsticks, just to name a few. Only the good stuff. Good Chop especially prides itself on sourcing beef that comes with no antibiotics or added hormones ever. No artificial ingredients at all. And finally, a 100% money-back guarantee. Good Chop sources only the good stuff, which is why they feel confident about their 100% money-back guarantee. You either love Good Chop or you get your money back. A reason that I personally use Good Chop is because it's very convenient. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to question any of the quality. I've tried them all. Chicken, beef, pork, everything. It's all delicious. Good Chop has my complete and total endorsement. So what are you waiting for? Go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code Barry120 or click the link in the caption below to get $120 off across your first 4 boxes today. Again, go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use code Barry120 or click the link in the caption below to get $120 off across your first 4 boxes today. Detroit versus Green Bay. How did the Packers get this interception? They went to Jared. Get it? Because Jared Goff's the quarterback? Never mind. Unfortunately, the Packers couldn't take advantage of this incredible field position, and they had to settle for a field goal. Jared Goff turned into Jared Goff in the next drive, finding Amon-Ra St. Brown for an easy touchdown. The hardest working and scrappiest and also slowest quarterback scramble you'll ever see right here. David Montgomery vulturing a touchdown run off of Jared Goff's hard work put Detroit up 11 in the first quarter. This is an absolute dime by Mr. Goff, but it didn't result in a touchdown, and they had to settle for a field goal to go up 14. Jordan Love, you're not supposed to throw to the other team, goddammit. And the Lions made him pay for another easy Montgomery touchdown run. No offense to Jahmyr Gibbs. The Lions weren't done. Just before the end of the first half, they were able to get another field goal to go up 24 points at halftime. Packers converted a 4th and 9 after, guess what? They threw the ball beyond the first down mark. Teams need to do this more on 3rd and 4th down, people. And guess what? It resulted in a touchdown. Christian Watson and a 2-point conversion, cut it to 16. Love threw an amazing pass here to end the third quarter to set Green Bay up with another touchdown, which he ran in for himself to make it a 10-point game, but the 2-point conversion was no good. Why couldn't the Falcons have done that one time at the end of Super Bowl 51? Why? But Detroit was unfazed like Rocky Balboa, punching it in again to go up 17 and end the game basically with 5 minutes left. Another dime downfield by Love, but it didn't result in anything because he threw a terrible interception. Super clutch field goal here to cut it from 17 to 14 with 2 minutes left, and Jared Goff gives no fucks as he converted this 4th and 3 in field goal range, mind you, to seal the game. Matt LaFleur might be more handsome than Dan Campbell, but he's not more alpha than Dan Campbell. Look at this motherfucker. He's so cool. I know Detroit's a good team, but this is just an embarrassing home loss for the Packers to a division rival. There won't be a lot of love for Jordan in Wisconsin this week, folks. Jacksonville versus Atlanta. Start off with Trevor Lawrence finding responsible gambler Calvin Ridley to put Jacksonville up 7-0. Jacksonville will go up 10-0 before Desmond Ridder threw a pick 6 to make it 17-0. Let me just say that if I ever threw a pick 6 in Toy Story format, I would probably end myself. Oh, one terrible interception wasn't enough for you, huh, Ridder? You sick bastard. But Jacksonville couldn't get any points off of it. Atlanta would finally get on the board with Ridder finding Drake London for a touchdown. Fitting last name since this game was played in London. Whatever happened to Drake America? We used to take pride in this country, goddammit. Thanks a lot, Biden. 3rd and 19, better check it down 20 yards from a first down like a giant vagina. Dime throw by Lawrence, and he would just miss out on a touchdown, but a field goal put Jacksonville up 20-7 early in the 4th. Atlanta drove the ball down the field, but on 4th down, Ridder's pass to London was caught, but incomplete. It's not the first time an athlete suffered from a white line, no offense to Len Bias. A long field goal drive by Jacksonville put them up 23-7 with 2 minutes left to seal the game basically, but then Ritter did a magic trick where he made the football disappear from his hand with the help of a defensive lineman, generating applause from the British crowd. Super classy of Lawrence to hug Ritter after the game and thank him for being so terrible. Where was Kyle Pitts? Denver versus Chicago. Sierra's husband started the game off with a Brady to put Denver up 7-0, but if you thought giving up 70 points in a game was bad, Denver's defense made Justin Fields look like the GOAT for 3 quarters. Take these 3rd and long screens and burn them with fire. You won't see an easier touchdown than this to put Chicago up 14-7. 3rd and 16 check down. Good lord, this is going to make me do a marijuana. 3 touchdown passes and a half for Fields. I do not believe it. Make that 4 touchdown passes for Fields, giving Chicago a seemingly insurmountable 28-7 lead late in the 3rd. Non-Jared Subway ambassador quarterback found Madden creative player Brandon Johnson to make it 28-14. Chicago then punted as regression started to hit Fields like Ray Rice in an elevator. Oh shit, Denver scored again to make it a 7-point game with 10 minutes left. All you gotta do is take care of the ball. Oh fuck, Justin, no! Bad. Why would you do this? Now the game is tied. Fields will lead Chicago into field goal range, but Matt Ebert doofus went for it on 4th and 1 and it failed. Brandon Staley is somewhere smiling. Wilson threw some dimes to set up a long field goal that gave Denver an impossible 31-28 lead, but Chicago would get one more chance and it's gone. Well, at least Justin Fields will always have those 3 quarters to look back on when Chicago replaces him after this year. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. 3rd and 14 check down to settle for a field goal. Lots of defense early on before Baker Mayfield threw a touchdown while being twisted like an accordion. Get rid of the ball, Derek, you scrub. Bagel Boss Mayfield with a terrible underthrown interception, but the ghost of Tom Brady willed New Orleans to fumble near their goal line, which set up another Baker touchdown pass to put Tampa up 14-3 at halftime. Finally, a fucking deep pass on 3rd and long, like a man. I don't care if it was incomplete. No, Derek, did you not learn anything about throwing checkdowns on 3rd and long? Fuck! Field goals were exchanged, keeping it a 1-score game until 4 minutes left when Baker, Montana found Devin Tompkins, no relation to Ken Brell, to go up 23-9 after a failed 2-point conversion. 4th and 10, time to fumble the ball and lose the game, baby. Tampa would add a field goal to make it 26-9 before Gropus Winston did what he was drafted to do in 2015, throw the ball to Buccaneers players. Look at these fucking stat lines. Look at them. 5.5 yards per completion, 13 catches for 33 yards for septum-piercing friendly brawler Alvin Kamara. That's 2.5 fucking yards per catch. What has happened to the sport that I love? Baltimore versus Cleveland. Good news for the Browns. Their starting quarterback this week, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, isn't a rapist, I hope. The bad news? Everything else. I bet all the Lamar haters who say he sucks at running feel stupid seeing him run for 2 touchdowns to put Baltimore up 11 in the first half. At least it wasn't a check down. Lamar was dropping dimes left and right in this one, including this awesome touchdown to Mark Andrews, the best tight end not currently banging Taylor Swift or named George Kittle. Shouldn't have had that buttery popcorn before the game, DTR. Rookie mistake. 3rd and 10, throwing the ball 20 yards over the head of your receiver for an interception. This is how men throw picks. This kid has potential. Lamar finished this one off, no offense to serial masturbators, by finding Andrews to make it 28-3. Final play of the game, might as well throw an interception because what fucking difference does it make? I love this kid's mentality. We can never escape 28-3. Fuck you, Falcons. Seriously, go fuck yourselves with a 10-foot rusty pole. Minnesota versus Carolina. Jesus believed in sharing, so you can't be mad at Kirk Cousins for throwing this terrible 99-yard pick 6 to start the game. Good news for Minnesota. Bryce Young was back at quarterback for the Panthers after missing last week with an injury he sustained from a near-fatal booster seat accident. Carolina's 10-0 lead didn't last too long before Daddy Kirk found Justin Jefferson for a touchdown. 3rd and 7 screen pass that failed. Wow, I'm so stunned, pussies. Young firing an absolute bullet for a 10-yard gain on 3rd and 22. This is how you throw a pop-up, Cousins said before this play. What a weird guy. 1990 Super Bowl champion Buffalo Bills if this guy was their kicker. Here we see the ball slip out of Bryce Young's tiny hands and end up getting returned for a Minnesota touchdown to give them a 14-13 lead late in the 3rd. Yes, Kirk, throw that shit downfield. This is what the people want. Touchdown Minnesota. There's still plenty of time for I'm just kidding. Their quarterback is fucking terrible and tiny and enjoys being sacked. Should have drafted CJ Stroud or Big Tony. Only a game with Kirk Cousins would end on a game-winning incompletion. game. Tennessee versus Cincinnati. If football games were only 13 minutes long, the Bengals would be a lot happier this week. Burrow looking like a stormtrooper after they die from being shot in the shoulder. 3rd and 14, check down again. Joe Shiesty, more like Joe Shitty. Seriously, Burrow is putting up Jamarcus Russell type numbers so far this year. I know he's injured, but I don't want to hear that shit. If the injury is affecting him that much, he needs to shut it down right now. I love how the running back's just like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just going to fumble the ball and pick it up and still gain 20 yards. Brilliant play call. Derrick Henry injected a marijuana before this touchdown run. Why didn't the Seahawks run this play at the end of Super Bowl 49? Tennessee went up 27-3 late in the third before the last 17 minutes or so was just a bunch of grown men playing grab ass. Manly interception by Tannehill. I have zero issue with it. Joe Marcus Russell taking multiple sacks in a short amount of time. My ex-wife knows all about that. Mike Vrabel looking like the stepfather who fucks his stepdaughter in a Brazzers flick. Houston versus Pittsburgh. I thought CJ Stroud would be terrible, but through 4 games, he has been way better than I imagined. It's only been 4 games, but Houston might have its first ever non-rapist franchise quarterback. Interceptions shouldn't count against the quarterback stats on deep throws like this. I see you, kitten mittens. Houston kicked a couple field goals to go up 13-0. 3rd and 8 screen. Drink. 3rd and 14 check down. God damn it, Kenny. I thought you were manly. Houston went up 16-0 at half, but that was more than enough as Pittsburgh's offense continued to be pooped under Matt Canada. Again, whatever happened to Matt America? Kenny Kitten Mittens missing a wide open tight end for a touchdown that would have cut it to 7 late in the third basically ended this one. Kenny then got hurt, down 10, before Houston did a little razzle-dazzle for a touchdown to go up 23-6. Shout out to the GOAT LeBron. Absolute dime touchdown pass from Stroud to cap off this 30-6 Houston win. Racism defeated. LA Rams versus Indy. This game started off as well as possible for the Rams, going up 14-0 in the first before Big Tony fumbled by mistake to set up a field goal to put LA up 17-0 and then 20-0. Fucking dime by Big Tony. That's my large adult son right there. Indy's kicker said, this is how you miss a field goal. Then LA's kicker replied, no bitch, this is how you miss a field goal. LA went up 23-0 before Indy's offense finally got on the board with a gorgeous throw on the run by Big Tony with an impressive 2-point conversion to make it 23-8. Behold my legendary arm strength, said Stat Patford as he threw this manly interception. Unfortunately, Big Tony couldn't get any points off of it, but his defense would hold firm as LA's kicker missed another field goal. 2nd and 20 off balance frozen rope by Big Tony before running it in himself to make it 23-15. Indy's D forced a punt and Big Tony took advantage, throwing a touchdown and 2-point conversion again to tie the game at 23 with 2 minutes left. Both teams had one more shot to win it in regulation, but failed, sending the game into overtime. In OT, Stafford drove LA right down the field, finding rookie sensation Puka Nacua for the game-winning touchdown to give LA the 29-23 win. Sean McVay celebratory nipple rub alert. Buffalo versus Miami. Unfortunately for Miami, points don't carry over from week to week, although this one started off super fun. Josh Allen threw a touchdown, then Miami ran for a touchdown, then Buffalo ran for a touchdown, then Miami ran for another touchdown, then Allen threw a second touchdown, and before you knew it, it was 21-14 Buffalo early in the second. Miami's offense ran out of gas while Buffalo just kept going and going, extending the lead to 28-14 and then 31-14 before Don Tagovailoa threw a touchdown to not Wes Welker to make it 31-20 Buffalo early in the third with a failed 2-point conversion. Buffalo made it 34-20 with another field goal before Don threw a testosterone-filled interception to fuck Miami's chances for good. Next thing you know, Allen found Diggs to go up 41-20, and Miami's last 3 drives all ended on downs. No offense to the Special Olympics. Then Allen ran in a not-so-sneaky athletic touchdown to reach the final score of 48-20. How is Miami's defense so bad? Brady fans told me that a great offense means your defense will be well-rested and good. I guess Tua needs to take a pay cut on his rookie contract? I like to shove my fingers up my ass. Philadelphia versus Washington. God, I can't believe how awful Jalen Hurts is. His loaded defense gives up a touchdown here, but have no fear, the good guys tied the game at 7. That's odd. Hurts' loaded defense just gave up another touchdown on a fumbled ball into the end zone. Now we're down 17-7 at home. Good grief. There's just no way a terrible quarterback like Hurts is going to win this game. Oh shit, multiple dimes from Hurts, including this amazing touchdown pass to A.J. Brown with the 2-point conversion run to go up 21-17 in the third. Another terrible dime from Hurts for the first down, but it ended in a field goal because we called a run on 3rd and 11. Why? Of course, Washington goes right down and ties it up at 24 with 8 minutes left. Punts were exchanged before the no-good, very bad Jalen Hurts threw a clutch dime on 3rd and 8 and then dropped it in the bucket from 40 yards away to Brown to go up by 7 with 2 minutes left. Thanks to a bullshit taunting flag, Washington was able to get just enough yards to score a touchdown to send the game into overtime. They won the coin toss but went 3 and out before Hurts led a game-winning drive capped off by Big Snake Jake Elliott booting the game-winning 54-yard two-yard field goal like it was nothing. Haters say Hurts has a loaded team, but that loaded team just gave up 31 points to Sam Howell at home. It's almost like Hurts is maybe good. 4-0, 21-1 in Hurts' last 22 regular season starts. Suck my ass, haters. Fly, Eagles, fly. LA Chargers versus Las Vegas. Great job by Herbert to motivate his running back on this play for a huge run. Sneaky athletic, but not really touchdown run by Herbert to go up 7-0. Jimmy G's much less handsome backup, biting Philly style on this quarterback sneak, tied at 7. Dime from Herbert on 3rd and 1, but the drive ended with a field goal after a dropped interception in the end racism end zone. Sad. Not Derek Carr fumbled the ball to set up LA with a short field, and they capitalized with a touchdown to make it 17-7. Not Derek Carr fumbled again after being lightly touched in the back to set up another short field for LA, which they again capitalized on with a quarterback sneak touchdown to go up 24-7. This Raiders quarterback must have done something awful to Khalil Mack in a past life, because Mack had 6 sacks on the day, also known as a week for Taylor Swift. If this Herbert interception was a person, it would be Magnum PI era Tom Selleck. Manly as fuck. Lots of large men continued to collide into each other before LA cut the score to 24-17 with 4 minutes left. For the second week in a row, Brandon Staley went for it on 4th and 1 late with the lead deep in his own territory. For the second week in a row, it failed miserably. And for the second week in a row, he got away with it because the 2023 version of Malcolm Butler picking off Russell Wilson at the goal line happened. Herbert sealed the win with a dime to Josh Palmer. And boy, playing for 2 teams at once has really taken a toll on Derek Carr's looks. San Francisco versus Arizona. This game gets a 10 out of 10 daughter dating rating from me. I cannot get enough of Christian McCaffrey scoring his hard-working, daughter-friendly touchdowns. Here's a non-Christian McCaffrey play by Arizona to get them on the scoreboard. Great deep ball here by Kyle Shanahan before my future son-in-law scored his 3rd touchdown of the game. Unlike Arizona State co-eds, the Cardinals refused to go down easy, scoring back-to-back touchdowns to make it 21-16 late in the 3rd. Another deep throw by Shanahan set up potential Nobel Peace Prize winner McCaffrey with his 4th and final touchdown of the day before San Fran got a stop and another touchdown to reach the final score of 35-16. Look, you can say what you want about Rob Diedrich and the fact that MTV spams his show ridiculousness all the time, but the man can coach offense. Dallas versus New England. I normally wouldn't give 2 fucks about a Boston sports team getting its ass kicked, but my hatred for Tom Brady burns eternal. And every time the Pats and Belichick lose, Brady's dipshit fans come out of the woodwork to act like Brady was 100% responsible for the Pat dynasty, and can't help it, but it just pisses me off. Yes, obviously Brady was a major part of the success. Yes, he is better than Cam Newton, Mac Jones, and Bailey Zappi. He also benefited mightily from Belichick, giving him 13 top 10 defenses and countless great draft picks and free agent signings. Nothing that has happened since 2020 or will happen from this point on changes that. And sorry, but Brady's pandemic ring that he won in 2020 with 3 road playoff games with no crowds and a bunch of short fields doesn't actually count or change the fact that a number of Hall of Fame quarterbacks, or even very good quarterbacks, would have approached or duplicated what he did in New England from 2001 to 2019 with the same amount of luck and circumstances. Yes, I'm a Brady hater, but my reasons for thinking Brady gets too much credit are not unfounded. As for the Cowboys, the police literally solved Tupac's murder before they made another NFC Championship game. Kansas City versus New York Jets. This game started exactly how everybody expected, with KC going up big early while future Utah Governor Zach Wilson stunk up the joint. Oh my god, it's the most famous ran-through 33-year-old woman in the world hugging Serena van der Woodsen and her husband Van Wilder. Such a monumental moment. The game turned on a Jets safety early in the second as Mahomes then threw 2 horrible underthrown interceptions because he's so pissed and distracted about Taylor Swift using his superstar tight end to become famous, while Zach Wilson randomly transformed into the best quarterback of all time after seeing the flaming hot MILF Donna Kelsey in the stands. It should have been 20-15 at halftime, but the Jets kicker just had to be an asshole. Nevertheless, Wilson led the most impressive drive of his career for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion run to make it 20-20 early in the 3rd. Hey, wait a minute, that's not Taylor Swift! Mahomes continued to stink, and Wilson's lust for Mama Kelsey began to wear off as he reverted back to his dog shit form, culminating with a horrible fumble around midfield with New York trailing by just 3 with 7.5 minutes left. Thanks to a combination of super clutch Mahomes scrambles on 3rd downs and the refs pulling a Carl Sheffers on another 3rd down, the Chiefs were able to drain the rest of the clock, sealing the 23-20 KC win and what was probably another night of disgusting and immoral premarital coitus between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift after the game. I'm throwing up. Seattle versus New Jersey Giants. This game was just as big of a waste of time as everybody expected it to be, although Although, as an Eagles fan, I will say this was actually not good, because this was finally the game, I believe, where the Giants gave up on Danny Diapers, because Danny Diapers was so bad that this will finally cause them to start looking for another quarterback in the draft, which means that they may potentially, not saying they will, but they may potentially finally get a quarterback that is good, instead of hanging on to the pipe dream that Daniel Jones is somehow good because he had a few decent games last year. He was sacked 10 times in this one, threw a 97-yard pick six. The Seahawks offense didn't even have to do anything, really, in this easy 24-3 win for them. I was hoping the Giants would keep Daniel Jones as their starting quarterback for the next 15 years, but unfortunately, I think that's going to end after this year. It's time for the Week 4 Barry Awards. Offensive Player of the Week, Josh Allen, Buffalo. Allen had one of those games where he simply looks like the best quarterback of all time, going 21-25 for 320 yards, 4 touchdown passes, no picks, a perfect passer rating, as well as a rushing touchdown in a 48-20 win over the Dolphins. My Defensive Player of the Week, no surprise here, Khalil Mack, 6 sacks, 10 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, a pass deflection, and 2 forced fumbles in LA's win over the Raiders, his former team. My biggest loser of the week has to be Daniel Jones and the Giants. As I alluded to earlier in the video, this performance by Jones statistically might not seem that horrible outside of the sack category at first glance, but watching it was a nightmare. This was going to be the game where the Giants franchise finally gave up on Daniel Jones, which is something they should have done years ago because he fucking sucks. My Tom Brady Check Down of the Week award winner, Russell Wilson, Denver. This unbelievable display of arm talent actually ended up being the difference between Denver starting 0-4 and improving to 1-3 in their 3-point massive comeback win versus the Bears. And finally, the award you've all been waiting for, Puppy of the Week, goes to my very own Scooby once again. Just look at him. Isn't he the best boy ever? He's so adorable and I love him.